Hey there, Solar Bears fans. Jesse Liebman here with you once again, bringing you the latest signing for the Orlando Solar Bears for the 2020-21 season. Today, the Solar Bears announcing that forward Jake Coughler is returning for his second season in the City Beautiful. Jake, how have you been these last several months since we last spoke? What have you been up to? Where is home for you these days? And what have you been doing over these last several months as you prepare for the start of the season?
Yes, I'm back home in St. Catharines, Ontario. Been here all summer, obviously quarantining and just laying low like everybody else. Bit of a different summer for me having that surgery. So I've just been rehabbing and hitting physio 2-3 times a week and really trying to strengthen and get back to normal to be ready for the season.
You're referring, of course, to the surgery for a season-ending injury that you sustained in mid-February that brought about an early end to your rookie season with the Solar Bears after signing with the team in November. Walk us through the year as a whole for you. How would you sum up your experience with the Solar Bears and returning to North America after beginning the season overseas in Slovakia?
Um, it was an unorthodox year to say the least. Obviously, playing on two teams is a little bit different for me. Obviously, I was at school for 2 years and had the familiarity, but yeah, it was a weird year. Coming back, I was really thankful that Orlando gave me the opportunity, and took a little bit longer to adjust than I had hoped. But once I settled in, I sort of found my groove, and towards the end, I think I was playing pretty good hockey. I was happy with my game, and unfortunately, I get hurt and get the season cut short for me, and then ends up being cut short for everyone. So it was a wild year, and just hoping to get back to some familiarity and having close to a normal season as we could possibly have at this point.
In the past year with the Solar Bears, Jake, you established yourself, despite only getting into 30 games, for a penchant for clutch goal scoring, 13 goals in 30 games. It took a while to get that first one. It took until about early December after being with the team for a few weeks. But once you did, from the time period from early December when you potted that first goal until your season-ending injury in February, you were one of the most consistent goal scorers on the Solar Bears. What led to your success in finding the back of the net?
I just think finding that confidence again. Like I said, I got off to that slow start, and kind of getting adjusted to a new environment and things like that. There's a few factors there, and once I got that all hashed out, and I had a pretty good talk with Drake, and he kind of calmed me down, and it was just getting familiar with the guys and things like that. Once you get really settled in, and like I said, you find that groove. Yeah, I potted that first one. I think it went off my butt, to be honest, but I'd take it at that point. So yeah, once I got that one, I kind of just took off, and I was pretty happy with my game for sure.
You're one of several players that played in the Canadian youth sports system, which is the university athletics equivalent to the NCAA here in the United States. Over the last few years, Drake Barahowski has really mined that talent pool to try to stock the roster with players that can excel at this level of play in the professional ranks. What is it about the youth sports contingent of players that have made it so successful here in Orlando?
I think in past years, youth sports has kind of gotten a bad rap. It was kind of a league where it was thought that, guys would go play to kind of finish their hockey career and move on to, working in the real world and things like that. But really, it can be used as such a good stepping stone, honestly. There's very good hockey players in that league, and they produce a lot of good talent, and, they might have just been late bloomers or, dealt with injuries and things like that, and didn't end up going pro right out of junior. So, it's a good level of hockey, and it's fun because, we get to go over and play exhibition games against NCAA teams and see how we fare up to them. And, we hold our own. We win some, we lose some, obviously, like every team. But yeah, it's a great league, and, you can't be looked at as lower level players for sure. So
once the season was ultimately canceled due to the coronavirus pandemic in March, Jake, what conversations did you have with Drake Barahowski about planning for the 2020-21 campaign and whether you would factor into those decisions?
let Jake know that I wanted to be back right away. By the end of my time there, before my injury, I was playing good hockey, and he was happy with my game. And before we had a lot of injuries and things like that on the team, the boys were rolling, and I knew I wanted to be back right away. The team, the organization treats us like gold. Obviously, it's one of the best places to play in the league. The guys were fantastic, and we're getting a lot of that core group back. So I definitely wanted to be a part of it, and we wanted to keep the ball rolling from the shortened season for sure.
As you look ahead to 2020-21, already the team has announced several returning players from last season. They brought in some up-and-coming rookies and some veteran presence as well in the form of Peter MacArthur. What has you optimistic for the season and in terms of taking that next step in your professional development?
To be honest, I think that last year we had a lot of ups and downs, and as a team, we had those tough conversations to have. So when you have those tough conversations, you become a lot closer as a team, and to have that core group back together again, those conversations have already been had, and we can, basically hit the ground running right away. And obviously it's an unorthodox year, like I said, but just to have that net group of guys to, get going right away is going to be a key in this shortened season for sure.
Finally, Jake, more of a lighthearted question before we let you go. Can't help but notice you've got a Miami Marlins hat. You're a Canadian guy. You would think that you'd be rocking a Toronto Blue Jays cap, and yet here you are in St. Catharines rocking a Marlins cap. And we've seen that cap before at various community appearances when you've been out in Orlando. So what's the story behind that?
Yeah, I guess I'm a Florida guy at heart now. I don't know. No, I'm a big ball cap guy. It's funny. I took a lot of heat for wearing a Chicago White Sox hat around Orlando. Obviously, you guys take it a lot more seriously than we do here, but I'm just a big hat guy. I like the look, so I am a Jays fan for sure. But every now and then, I like to switch it up a little bit.
Well, there's always that talk about potentially an MLB expansion team coming to Orlando at some point in the near future, courtesy of Orlando Magic founder Pat Williams. Who knows? Maybe there's an Orlando Dreamers cap in store for you in the future. But in any case, Jake Coughler coming back for his second season with the Orlando Solar Bears. Jake, we thank you for joining us and for this moment of your time.
I appreciate it, Jess. Thanks a lot.